Hi, I'm Laura Bartow from Studio One Stampers, and I want to welcome you to project number 5 in my series of celebration projects. These are free projects for you to do and to enjoy with the wonderful celebration products. Today I want to tell you about this fantastic product that's actually 2 products in one. It's a stamp set called Wonderful World and the matching designer series paper. So these come together and are free with a $100 purchase. This is absolutely gorgeous paper. It's got a beautiful color palette and there's so many great ways to use this paper. I can't wait to show you some of the fabulous things that I've come up with. So I've got 2 different cards that I want to show you, and I want to show you how to put them together and how to use this paper and this stamp set together to get an amazing variety of great cards for all your crafting. Well, let's get started. Well, here are 2 just absolutely delightful cards that were made with the Wonderful World stamp set and the matching paper. These come together with a $100 purchase, so you get both the stamps and the paper. And I just want to show you about the versatility of both of them and some of the things that you can do. Well, let's start with this sample. And if you look closely, you might say, well, where did these images come from? I don't see them in the stamps. Well, these are from the paper. I want to show you just amazing things that you can do with this paper without even doing any stamping. So let me show you just how this paper goes together. So here is a great piece of paper, and this is the one that I actually cut all the pieces out of. So this one worked really well by using the rectangle postage punch to punch these pieces out, and I'll show you that in a minute. I also want to show you this piece here. And look at how gorgeous these flowers are. These are perfect for hand cutting or fussy cutting the shapes and just making absolutely gorgeous, impactful flowers and layered things with that as well. We've got so many images in here, large images and small floral images and backgrounds. Just a fantastic collection of paper. Well, let's start by getting this one piece ready for our card. So I'm going to take this piece of paper, and here I have it already ready to go. And you can see this is where I cut out the 3 pieces that I used for my first card. And I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing. Just by centering my punch in here, I can cut out 3 images. And what's so much fun is that it's whatever images come up next. They're all beautiful, and I can just center them in the punch. And then I can go and do my next row or whatever I want to do with this. And I still have some beautiful pieces of extra on the back to use as well. So now I've got my 3 pieces there, and I'll bring back in my sample as well as the pieces. So then what I did is I also cut this border piece. Now this particular piece, let me show you that piece. That is this piece. And I just cut a border off of that and cut it into pieces. So it's perfectly designed to be a border for you. And I'll go ahead and get my thick basic white cardstock folded, and then I'm going to put these 2 border pieces on, and they're cute on the back as well. This cute little small little floral pattern is adorable, and I'm just going to set these just inside the edge. I've got about 1/8 of an inch at the top and about 1/8 of an inch at the bottom. And that gives me sort of this, it reminds me of a China pattern. I just think it's so pretty. So I'm going to take each of these postage stamp pieces, and I'm going to put dimensionals on them. I think just 2 is all that I need. You might want to do more, but that's okay. Either way works really, really well. I'm going to pull these off, and I'm going to center them on my little piece of old olive cardstock. So I've got that one on there, and get this one on here. And each card will be a little bit different based on which images I punched out of the designer series paper. And so we've got this image here. And this is, there we go. So now I just need to decide what order I want to put them in. So I can put them all the way to the edge, or I can put them there. I think I'm going to put this lightest one in the middle, and I'm just doing that because I know I want to add this cute little bow to it, and that will brighten it up. So I'm going to go ahead and I know they're going to go in that direction, so I'm just going to go ahead and put glue on each of these and put them down. When I'm doing this, I usually like to start with the outside edge, so I'm going to make sure that I'm even on the outside edge. So I'm going to do that one there. I've got the glue, gives me just a little bit of wiggle room, and I'm going to put this one on the outside edge here. I'm kind of looking that it's centered on the pieces that are here, and then I know right where my center one will go. Let's see, it goes this way. Yep, this way, and I'll just center that one right there. And so now I'm evenly spaced on my piece. Grab a little glue dot to put this beautiful, this is the Fresh Freesia metallic ribbon, and I just love how it's bright and shiny. Even though it's a very thin ribbon, it adds a lot of pizzazz to things. So there we go. How about that? A card that's just made with designer series paper, a little bit of cardstock, a bow, and no stamping. And this one doesn't even need a greeting. You can have this as a note card and add whatever message you want on the inside. All right, well, let's use this stamp set in a little different way. I've used all of these images in this stamp set, and I'm going to go ahead and use this particular one that this is Iris. I have Iris in my garden, and it makes me so happy when they bloom. I've just got the beautiful bearded iris, and they just make me so happy with it when they come with all the colors. So for this particular stamp, I want to get the two colors. I want green for my leaves, and I'm using our Stampin' Right markers. Don't make the mistake of trying to use the blends. Those are alcohol markers, and those are not the ones you want to use on the rubber or on the photopolymer. Just make sure you're using our Stampin' Right markers. And I'm just coloring this in. And then I'm going to come in here. This is Orchid Oasis. This comes in one of our new in colors. There's a set of 5 of the new in colors, and oh, they're just gorgeous. And this is the Orchid Oasis because, well, I'm coloring an orchid, so it just seems so perfect because it's the right color for that. So there we go. So I've got this all colored in. What is so fabulous about this particular stamp and the artistry with it is that it's already gives you the light and dark areas. So I don't have to try to color any of the areas dark or light. I always try to make sure I get the edges really well on this. So there we go. All right, and I'm going to stamp this on my piece I've already die cut. And I'm going to move a little bit above center where I might have put it a little lower, but I know I have a greeting that I want to go on there. Isn't that gorgeous? I just love the detail in this stamp, and I love how just by a simple adding a little bit of marker to that, I can make that just so gorgeous. Well, I'm going to go ahead and mount that onto a piece of Orchid Oasis Designer Series, or a cardstock rather, and just put that on there. And this was this little die cut here that I did with that comes from our Painted Labels dies. So this is a whole group of dies that has been in our catalog a while. So many fabulous pieces with circles and shapes for greetings and this cute little edge piece. Anyway, Painted Labels dies, just a go-to for my collection. Now let's go ahead and finish this fun fold. It's a very simple fun fold. What I've done is I've just basically cut away 1.25 inches from the bottom, and this of course is folded in the vertical format. So it's a piece of cardstock that's been cut 4.5 across and cut in half the tall way from our cardstock. And I'll put this piece of Designer Series paper on the front. And this piece is just a 4x4 square, which is so nice because you can get 9 of these squares out of one piece of Designer Series paper. Isn't that just the most beautiful paper? I love the detail on it. I love the colors. And then here, let's put this piece on the inside. That's going to go on our bottom edge here, just so that we have something fancy to kind of fold against. And then let's put this piece overhanging this just a little bit to really emphasize that we have a fun fold going on. So I want to make sure I only put my glue on the top, oh, what, 3/4 maybe of this, and we'll put that right here. So we're just hanging down just a little bit from there. And then I have my greeting piece here. I want to go ahead and put a flag end on one piece. And of course, an easy way to do that is just to put cut to the center and then cut from the sides or the corners to the center. And then I think I want to have this a little straighter. That would be good. And I'll put that on just across my pattern here. So I want that just going across the base of the stem. I still want to be able to see this bottom shape here. So I want to just make sure that that's just the way I want that. This looks a little crooked. Can I change it? Oh yes, just a little bit. I had just a moment left. And I want to grab a glue dot to put a piece of this beautiful metallic ribbon. And this is of course the Orchid Oasis metallic ribbon. Add that little dot of glue right there, glue dot. And here we are with a beautiful fun fold with a great spot to leave a message. So there we go. I hope you love these projects. I hope you have fun with this paper and this stamp set and are able to make so many gorgeous, gorgeous cards. Enjoy!